Empires rise and fall. All good things come to an end. All evil things shall pass. Baseball is eternal. From Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass., this is once again Lexington Blue Sox baseball here on LSP. Tonight, the 17-time reigning and defending Lexington Blue Sox begin their pursuit of Banner 18 against the Melrose Americans. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Tim Lynch is about to grace us with his golden tones on the PA. Here you go, Tim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Morelli Field for opening night of the Intercity Baseball League. The Lexington Blue Sox come to town to face off against the Melrose Americans. On the mound for the Americans will be Mike Nestor, number 12.
Of course, this being the site of the Blue Sox Championship Series sweep over the Lexington Bulldogs last year. Bulldogs' second ever appearance against in the ICL Championship Series, both against the Blue Sox, both ending in sweeps, but both competitive series, with the Blue Sox picking up their first ICL title since 2021 and now looking to win back-to-back titles for the first time since 2021, if you count the 2019 and then the gap COVID year, obviously, into 2021. And they'll take on the Melrose Americans and Mike Nestor, a great lefty for Kevin Burgoyne's squad. Some new faces in the Blue Sox lineup, on the Blue Sox roster and in the lineup today, as happens in this league. But some familiar names coming back and hoping to provide veteran leadership, again, in pursuit of Banner 18 for the Blue Sox. New graphics, baby. And here's the Blue Sox lineup that Mike Nestor will face. New face at the top of the lineup, Lucas Sarno at second base, followed by Anderson Jimenez at short, Eric Ramirez at third, Julian Alvarez is the DH, Frank Landero is the extra hitter, Jack Pasiak is at center, Manny Sanchez in left, Luke Ward is at first, Harry Tucker is in right, and Brendan Doyle is behind the plate in support of Matt Draper. Tim, go.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, number 6, the second baseman, Lucas Sarno.
So again, Lucas Sarno, one of the new faces here for the Lexington Blue Sox to lead things off for Rick DeAngelis' squad. First pitch coming at you, 7:33 is down low to Sarno for ball one, and we are underway. Down away for a ball, it is 2-0 to start the Blue Sox career for Lucas Sarno. And three familiar faces following Sarno. You love to have that veteran leadership, veteran production behind the rookie. Sarno takes all the way on 3-1, and now he will go to work. Swings and misses, 3-2. Sarno, I guess, if he does play a little more than just one at-bat last year, I guess you could consider this his rookie campaign. He was 0 for 1 in his lone appearance against the Boston Padres on June 30th. Hey, Ed Neal, how you doing? Have a foul ball onto Lynn Fells Parkway, and it is officially Blue Sox season on LSP. I'm trouble keeping up with a pitch count here for Nestor, but driving up said pitch count is Sarno. We'll brighten up the camera in just a little bit, folks, but eighth pitch of the at-bat, and it's a swing and a miss. Great comeback by Nestor after falling behind 3-0 to get the first out of the ball game and the season.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, number 2, the shortstop, Anderson Jimenez.
Jimenez, of course, one of the leaders of this Blue Sox team, anchor of the infield, great number 2 hitter. Really can plug him anywhere, just about anywhere in the lineup, and he'll have production. And I apologize, not already 2-0, my mistake. Anyways, so many new toys, got to keep up. 0-2, though, is the strike to Andy. Fouls that one off, stays alive. Just a bit outside. 1-2. First real wild one, though, from Nestor. Everything else has been more or less competitive over Nestor's head. A little bit of a bobble in the offline throw. Hits off the fence. So Jimenez will be safe at first on the E6. And now Eric Ramirez, third baseman who had a phenomenal year last year.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 17, Eric Ramirez.
In 23 games last year, Eric's had an OPS of 1067 and stole 11 bases. But he is behind here against Nestor. 0-2. With Jimenez on first after the E6, and it looks like Eric needs a new stick right now as he goes back to the Blue Sox dugout on the first base side. Never underestimate the value of a long leadoff at bat, even if Sarno did end up going down on strikes. 15 pitches here through the first 3 batters. Going to be 16 here forthcoming to Ramirez. Jimenez on first. Quick pitch. Got down and in on him. A little back pedal. Put your left foot in, put your left foot out, and then the right fielder, Matt Elwell, makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
It's Jules. Hey, Chris Del Sordo, how you doing? Chris will unfortunately have to miss Friday's home opener against the Malden Mad Dogs, but he'll be back for our next home game. Two road games, though, next week against the Mad Dogs at Maplewood. And then back here next Wednesday against the Americans. At any rate, here's the veteran power hitter, Julian Alvarez, who takes up and away for ball 1. Jules with a 950 OPS, 1 homer and 12 ribbies. Regular season last year, takes just high, and you never want to put this man in a hitter's count. With Jimenez still on first. Fouled into the screen. Don't blame you swinging at a 2-0 pitch there, but it's straight back. But again, gotten Nestor to fire 20 bullets so far. This next one being the 20th here in the first inning. jackknifed Alvarez, but that is called a strike. And from 2-0 to 2-2. Jimenez has not really threatened to run at all since getting on base. And just missed. Well, now he's definitely going to have to move. The 3-2 pitch forthcoming, and 2 down in the top of the first. And the newcomer Frank Landero due up next. Payoff pitch. Here it is. There goes AJ. And a swing, drive into left center field, backing up against the wall, reaching up and able to haul that one in is Alex Fernandez. Alvarez thought he got all of it, but he came up maybe a foot shy of that one as Fernandez makes the catch to retire the side. Half an inning in the books. It's not 3-0. I apologize. I don't know why I keep tapping that, but it is Blue Sox nothing and the Americans coming up. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description, in fact, the QR code even, for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. We go to the bottom of the first, and Matt Draper gets the opening night start for the Blue Sox, and this is the Americans lineup he will face. The Pat Costigan leading off at short, followed by Sean Nestor behind the plate. Tyler Normandy is at third. Aiden Berry is the DH. Chris Klein is the extra hitter. Chris Simino is at second. Tad Jardina is in left. Matt Elwell is in right. Alex Fernandez, fresh off that fine catch in center field to end the inning. And the top half of this inning is in center, and Daniel Ferris is at first.
Now batting for the Americans, the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
Pat Costigan will lead things off for the Melrose Americans here in the bottom of the first. The Americans batted .271 as a team last year, which on paper is not bad at all, but it was actually last in the ICL. Down it in to Costigan 1-0, and that one gets in there for a strike. It'll be 1-1. Costigan slash 304, 391. 304, 418, 391 last year. Takes a ball, and it is 2-1. 3 steals in as many attempts last year. Aiden Berry's the guy you want to worry about in terms of steals. Led the team with 10 last year. 2-2 from Draper to Costigan. Just outside, and much like Sarno in the first inning, in the top of the first anyways, first batter of the bottom of the first gets to a full count. High for ball 4 and pops away from Doyle. So a leadoff walk to Costigan.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Sean
Here is Sean Nestor. And he smokes this one into right field, going back and over the head of the right fielder, Harry Tucker. On his way to third, and around third is Costigan, and now he's going to have to put on the brakes. A double by Sean Nestor makes it second and third to begin the ball game for the Americans offense.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
Jumping on the first pitch was Nestor. And now second and third, nobody out. And a strike taken by the third baseman, Tyler Normandy. Pops this one up, foul out of play. And the count will be 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Tyler Normandy. A big first out there on the backwards K for Matt Draper.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 29, Aiden Barry.
So here's the aforementioned Aiden Barry, the team leader in stolen bases last year for the Melrose Americans. That sails to the backstop, but it ricochets quickly back to Doyle, hard off basically one of the crossbars of the backstop and not like the padded part at the bottom of it. So ricochets back, like almost Maplewood-esque, if you know, you know. And it'll be 1-0 to Barry. So reprieve there for the Blue Sox. That is in there for a strike to even the count at 1. Barry had an OPS of .698 last year. Takes down an away ball, too. Career high is .881 for OPS, which he set in his rookie year in 2022. That goes inside, almost too far inside. And the count will be 3-1 to the Americans' cleanup hitter. High for a ball and the bases are loaded. If there is any consolation, that does put the inning-ending double play into the realm of possibility.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein.
Here's Chris Klein, slash 227, 430, 364 last year. Drew 20 walks, which was actually not the most on the team. Behind Ian Libby at 26. He did have the second most home runs with 2 behind Ryan Burgess with 3. To be popped up into center field, coming in and making the catch. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it'll be cut off. It'll be a sac fly and an RBI for Chris Klein after Jack Pasiak makes the catch. So Costigan scores, but now there are 2 down.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 25, Chris Simino.
Two down, and Chris Simino will try to keep the line moving. Does have a runner in scoring position. He takes a strike. It is 0-1. Outside for a ball. Seminoa, product of Suffolk University. Grounder to second, scooped up there. Easy throw on to first, and could have been Weiss. Could be raining. Americans lead, though, 1-0 after one. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Blue Sox were able to squeeze 22 pitches out of Nestor, despite only getting one base runner. So they'll send Frank Landero, Jack Pasiak, and Manny Sanchez, all newcomers to the Blue Sox, here in the top of the second. I might have to brighten the lens again a little bit. Blue Sox fans might be concerned about that shaky start for Matt Draper. Well, even in a, season with just over a couple dozen games, baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. And Drapes did have a shaky start to his 2025 season. We took the loss against the Lexington Bulldogs a year ago today and allowed 4 runs on 8 hits with 2 walks in 4 innings, just 2 strikeouts, including a home run.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 8, Freight 1-0.
But after that, Draper was undefeated, went 4-0 the rest of the way. And here's Frank Landero, who takes up and away for ball 1. Way up and away. Frank is a product of UMass Boston, the Beacons. Another team that Chris Del Sordo, or your friend and mine, is intimately familiar with. Hitters count here for Landero making his Blue Sox debut. Goes after the 2-0, chops it to third, off balance throw, and the scoop is not going to be made at first by Daniel Ferris, and that'll be a leadoff single. Pasiak, yeah.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Pasiak.
Jack Pasiak. Little step to the plate in his Blue Sox debut. Product of Tufts University. Home to many current Blue Sox, including lefty Michael O'Brien. And he comes up empty there for strike 1. So Landero with the first base hit of his Blue Sox career and of 2026 for the Blue Sox. And right now, Pasiak not having the same success in his first Blue Sox AB. He's behind 0-2. Goes up and in. Good patience there. And it is 1-2. Landero takes off, pitches down and in, throw is on the shortstop side of the bag, and A stolen base for Landero. So runner in scoring position, and the count has gone from 0-2 to 2-2 for Pasiak. Last year, the Blue Sox had the best team ERA in the ICL, and the Americans had the worst. And from 0-2 to 3-2 now. Grounder to the right side. At least get the runner over to third. And good hustle up the line by Pasiak. And in the end, it is a 4-3 ground out. But Landero gets into third base, 90 feet away with a tying run with one out here in the top of the second.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 36, Manny Sanchez.
Here's Manny Sanchez. Now, I tried looking up this young man, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I am officially old. Some stats last night. I only found a Manny Sanchez that played in the Tampa Bay Rays organization. So I asked him a little bit about his career, and he is a product of Great Bay Community College in New Hampshire. He is behind 0-1, and blowing that one by him is Nestor for strike number 2. Nestor did not pitch at all last year, did not play at all for the Americans. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Manny Sanchez. Critical strikeout there, 2 down now in the top of the second with the tying run still 90 feet away.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Luke Ward.
Luke Ward, a returning face here for the Blue Sox. Lefty on lefty, not a great spot to be, though, and he is behind 0-1. Down and away for a ball. I mean, when Nestor's on, he's on. In 2024, he went 4-1 with 1 save and a 2.81 ERA. This is skied into left center field. Great run by Fernandez, but this is routine for Giardina for the out that retires the side, and the Blue Sox come up empty. Can't cash in on the Landero leadoff infield single. 1-0 Americans after a buck and a half. The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD. Oh, well, actually, I don't do those anymore. Oh, God. Flashbacks to what? 2018? Check out the merch. Scan the QR code for that. I'll remember my script one of these days. Very muddled up there. You know what to do. Tad Giardina to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Be followed by Matt Elwell and Alex Fernandez. That'll get out of play on the first base side, and it'll be 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Tad Giardina for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 9, Matt Elwell.
Here's Matt Elwell, played in 21 games last year for the Americans. Swallowed up at third base by Ramirez in a strong throw for a 1-pitch second out.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Alex Fernandez.
2 outs on 4 pitches. Now let's see what Alex Fernandez can do. Showing some hustle in the outfield in the first 2 innings of this one. Made a nice catch on Alvarez's deep drive to end the first. And good hustle over to left field on the fly ball to end the top of the second, even though it ended up being the left fielder's ball. Just a bit outside there for Drapes, and it is 1-0. Draper working exclusively from the stretch. Misses inside. And the count will be 2-0. Fernandez playing all 26 games last year for the Americans. Slash 288, 385, 318 with 12 ribbies. Back in the count is Draper at 2-1. Doyle trying to put it on a plate for the home plate umpire, but it is 3-1. Fouled off, full count. Draper's only appearance against the Americans last year was in the postseason. And he gets Fernandez to strike out to end the bottom of the second as the Americans go 1-2-3. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash your subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP37. Scan the QR code for more info. It's the right thing to do. New whip for the Melrose Americans after 2 innings from the returning Mike Nestor is the right-hander Luke Yorba. Yorba made 5 appearances in the regular season last year, went 1-0 in 12 2/3 innings with a 2.76 ERA.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 11, Harry Tucker.
Had 9 walks and 9 strikeouts, though, last year. His whip ended up being 1.737. Here is a fellow Salem State alumnus, Harry Tucker, taking strike one against Yorba. Gets tied up and in, and the count will be 0-2, and Tuck going to take a moment to recalibrate here. Outside for a ball. Tucker was 0 for 4 in 6 games last year. Just missed outside. Good patience. Moves the count to 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider down and away. Round number 1.
Now batting, the catcher. No, excuse me, now batting.
It is the catcher, Doyle.
Brother Doyle.
You were right the first time, man. That happens to the best of us. And the worst of us.
First game juniors, welcome back. Right?
God. You and me both, brother. Here's Brendan Doyle. Blue Sox catcher swings and misses 1-1. Doyle played in 8 games last year. He comes up empty, and it is 1-2. So 1 for 7, but did score 3 runs. Two and 2 is the count to Doyle. Good patience to work the count full. 3-2 with the leadoff man Sarno due up next. Payoff pitch to Doyle is up and away for ball 4.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 6, Lucas Sarno.
Lineup turns over for Sarno, who I'm sure is glad to see Nestor go. He struck out by him in the begin the ball game. Doyle bluffs off of first, and that is fouled the other way for strike 1. 1-0 Americans here in the top of the third on a Chris Klein sac fly in the first inning after the Americans had loaded the bases with nobody out. In fact, had second and third, loaded the bases with 1 out, had second, third with nobody out, but then all they could cash in with was that 1 sac fly. And the count is now 0-2 to Sarno. We have any better luck against Yorba than he did against Nestor. Now, he'll take that one outside for ball 1. Runner on first, Doyle, after the 1-out walk. Blue Sox have had 1 man reach on an error, 1 on an infield single, and now a walk, and a pickoff attempt on Doyle. I'm not exactly certain that he is going to run here. Swing and a miss. Sarno down on strikes for the second time. 2 down.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
So let's see what Jimenez can do. Try and prolong this inning. Reach on that error back in the first inning. Hits this one into left field towards the corner. Doyle is on his way to third. Jimenez in with a double. Not a very long double, though. Kind of died in the grass halfway between the left fielder Giardina and the foul line, but whatever works.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 17, Eric Ramirez.
now a huge chance here for Eric Ramirez. I mentioned those phenomenal numbers he put up in the regular season. The postseason, though, he was only 2 for 11 with 1 RBI. And his 1 RBI came against the Americans on August 12th. Grounds this one to the left side and through for a base hit. Jimenez will be held at third. Ramirez is still running to second. Ball game is tied, and Ramirez shows no fear.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
They put the brakes on Jimenez at third, and Ramirez still able to take second. RBI single for Eric, and now here is Jules hoping to get a little bit more on his next swing. And he did on his last one. Carried a good ways to left center field, but eventually was denied by Fernandez. The ball died just a foot or two in front of the fence. Count's now 1-1 to Jules. 2 runners in scoring position. Blue Sox have tied the game and looking to take their first lead, and that is down the line in left field. 1 run will score. Here comes Ramirez. Alvarez will hold at first with a 2-run single, and the Blue Sox lead 3-1.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 8, Frank Wendiro.
And, you only get those 2 runs because of Eric's aggression on the bases. And I mentioned during the regular season how I've never seen someone like Ramirez who played this game with so much visible joy and was just ridiculously good at it. Here's Landero, picked up a base hit in his first AB. Pops this one up around second base. It'll be caught by the shortstop, Pat Costigan, for the out that retires the side. But the Blue Sox score 3 runs with 2 outs to take their first lead of 2026, 3-1 after 2.5. Our next broadcast, Friday Night Lights, when the Blue Sox host the Malden Mad Dogs for the home opener. 8 o'clock first pitch, 7:55 airtime. You can watch on this here YouTube channel, live, free, and on demand. And before we start the bottom of the third, let's give you, this is something we used to do on the PA many moons ago at Blue Sox games. That's our Blue Sox baseball trivia question. ICL Hall of Famer and Blue Sox and Americans great Dave Ahern was the first baseball All-American at what college? And we'll give you the answer to that question later on in the game. If you want to drop your guesses in the chat, that works too. Matt Draper staked to his first lead of the game and misses outside for ball 1 to Daniel Ferris. Ferris, Costigan, and Nestor do up here in the bottom of the third, and Ferris laces that one the other way, foul for strike 1. Thirteen pitches for a 1-2-3 bottom. The second last time up for Draper, and he's been rewarded with a 3 spot in the top half this inning And now looking to keep it moving on the mound here, and he catches the inside corner for strike 2. 2 innings from Mike Nestor, 2 scoreless innings allowing 1 hit. But Luke Yorba takes over in the third and allows 3 2-out runs. Outside for a ball. And that is one of the hallmarks of the Blue Sox offense, being able to put together big rallies down their final out of an inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
Drape's 4th strikeout through 2 1/3, and the lineup turns over for Costigan. And Costigan takes a strike after working a leadoff walk back in the first. Outside corner, strike 2, and Draper knows where the zone is, clearly. Swing and a miss. Oofa. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8.
Pat Costigan for the 5th K of the game. For 1, Matt Draper. Here's Sean Nestor. Double his last time up. Downstairs for a ball. It is 1-1. Two and one. Sammy Steed expressing his disappointment with the call. Down in, nearly got him. That's how we got to turn it up. Count is 3-1. Sean Nestor doubles last time up again. And gets the bad news there. He tried to hold up, but it was a called strike anyway. Draper peers in for the sign and the payoff pitch. Here it is. Outside for a ball. The inning continues.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
Second walk issued by Draper in this one. First one was to Costigan, and he eventually came around to score in that first inning. Let's see what Tyler Normandy can do with 2 out on a runner at first. Takes down and away for a ball. It is 1-0. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down, one hops the bag, and then bounces into center field, but no further advance by the runner. Stolen base for the catcher, Nestor. And a 1-1 count. Outside corner, strike 2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Another strikeout for Draper. He strikes out the side around the walk and stolen base by Nestor. And we go to the fourth, 3-1 Blue Sox. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Scan the QR code on your screen or use the link and codes in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is.
Look at the scoreboard. That's supposed to be a 4 in the middle for the year. That's like atrocious.
I don't know. Tim and I are just talking about the scoreboard out in center field here at Morelli Field, where it's like most of the lights, the LCD whatevers for the numbers out there are just like gone. That's not something. That's not stuff you can buy at Batteries and Bulbs. Let's be honest. You can't really see it from this angle, but you can see the 3 under visitor. You only see the lower half of the 1 for the home score. And then most of the 4 for the inning is not visible. It's just like the bottom half of the right post. I don't know what the terminology is in The 3
is good.
Yeah, the 3 is good. Yeah, that's the one number you don't want to see right now if you're an Americans fan.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Pasiak.
Such is life. The clearest information is the worst, right? At any rate, here is Pasiak to lead things off in the top of the 4th. Yorba back to work and fires strike 1 in there. Yorba was 1 out away from getting out of the 3rd with the lead still intact for the Americans, but 3 2-out runs by the Blue Sox and flipped things around. And right now, Pasiak hoping to flip things around. Ground out to second his first time up in the 2nd. Swings and fouls that one off. Mike Nestor in his return to the mound, his first start in a couple of years. Went 2 scoreless innings, allowing 1 hit and no runs. This will be flared down the right field line. That's going to the corner, and that is a fair ball into the corner. Jack Pasiak on his way to second. Pasiak on his way to third. Here's the relay. Safe! A triple! A leadoff triple for Jack Pasiak.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 36, Manny Sanchez.
Not many more exciting ways to get your first hit. Pasiak 90 feet away with a leadoff triple. That's actually, no, it's not the first. It's only the second time 4 innings that the Blue Sox have gotten the leadoff man on. Oh, that nearly came in and got Manny Sanchez. It is ball 1. Two and out. Hitters count now for the Great Bay Community College product. Infield in. And that is outside 3-0. Sanchez struck out his first time up. There is action in the Melrose bullpen. There is a lefty up down there. You have a lefty due up next in Ward. Taking it all the way is Sanchez. And now we'll go to work at 3-1. Pasiak at third after the leadoff triple. Infield in. Hitters count for Sanchez. Swing and a miss. Great time to pull out the breaking ball there. Sitting fastball on 3-1, I imagine. Just darted down and away from the righty. So from 3-0 to 3-2, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Great comeback by Luke Yorba to get an all-important first out there after the leadoff triple.
Number 19, Luke Ward.
So Sanchez down on strikes for the second time. They're going to leave Yorba in there to face the lefty Ward. And where's the ball? Asks one Sean Nestor. He's able to find it before Pasiak can get any ideas. And it is 1-0 to Ward, who flew out to left his first time up. But that was against the lefty Mike Nestor. Takes just high in a hitter's count. A favorable lefty hitter against righty pitcher matchup. Infield still in here. Ward fouls this one into the overhang for strike one. Yorba needed 22 pitches to get through that third inning and allowed 3 consecutive 2-out hits that brought home the 3 runs that the Blue Sox have in the top of the third. That comes in a little too hot there, and it is 3-1. And even when the Blue Sox did not get anything out of Nestor, and they still made him throw maybe more bullets than he would have liked to. And imagine, with him being gone after 2 innings with the lead intact, that was the plan all along, especially coming off missing the entire season last year.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 11, Harry Tucker.
So, Harry Tucker about to come to bat, but first, Mound Conference. And while that goes on, we'll let you know that advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. A few months ago, my father actually sent an email to me and Katrina just making plans for something, and he actually typed out the word deets. The dude is on the wrong side of 80. I literally died of cringe. I obviously did not literally die. On the inside, maybe. Yeah, that got you, Tim. 1-0. Swing and a miss. How do you do, fellow kids, is real life. Going the sidearm here is Yorba, but misses outside. It's 2-1. Fouled into the screen, and did that actually get through into the bleachers? Wow, okay. It is 2-2 with 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Important spot here for Yorba to try and get out of this inning unscathed. Does have the inning-ending double play in the realm of possibility. Oh, try to pick him off at first, but back safely is Ward. And he is dealing with the bottom of the order, too, with Tucker and then Doyle due up next. But, of course, Doyle had that one-out walk in the third inning and later came around to score the tying run. Runner takes off, fly ball into center field. Ward's got to get back, and now it takes off on the center fielder, and Ward's going to get to third after all. And into second with a double is Tucker. Wow.
Now batting, the catcher, number 7, Brendan Doyle.
The weird, wacky, wonderful, and so stupid sport of baseball. Do you lose it in the lights? Probably. I don't know. But, like, no point in asking now because RBI double by Harry Tucker has chased Luke Yorba after an inning and a third and 40 pitches. And we'll tell you about the new whip after this. The LSP store is open. Get yourself some merch with some words I probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it. Stickers, shirts, other merch, whatever. Scan the QR code to go to the Spring Store. The new whip for the Melrose Americans is Tyler Nelson. And here is Brendan Doyle. The RBI double by Harry Tucker. That was nearly a flyout, but took off on the center fielder Fernandez. Doyle takes down and in for ball one. And he grounds this one to the left side, scooped by the third baseman, looks the runner back, on to first. 2 down. So 2 pitch out. For out number 2 here in the top of the fourth. Doyle's now 0 for 1 after walking and scoring last inning. Lineup turns over for Sarno on his third different pitcher in his third AB. Struck out against Nestor and Yorba. Takes down low for ball one. Nelson made one appearance last year. It was against Mass Envelope on June 26th. He went 2/3 of an inning, and he allowed 1 hit. That's fouled off for strike. He allowed 1 hit, 6 runs, only 2 of which were earned. Walked 4 and struck out 2. 1-1 is the count to Lucas Sarno, who fouls this one off. Hoping to avoid the hat trick here is the Blue Sox leadoff man. For what it's, the Mass Envelope beat the Americans in that game, 14-9. Here's a fly ball into right towards the corner, and that'll get out of play. It is not 8-1, I promise you. I just made a bad keystroke there, whatever. Sorry, folks. Still getting used to the new scoreboard controller. Two and 2 is the count. With Ward at third and Tucker at second. 2-2. Down and in. Anderson Jimenez due up next. Blue Sox extending the lead with a leadoff triple by Pashak and then a Double by Tucker. 3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss and a pitch down and away in the dirt. Throw on to first. Ooh, a little bit of a rainbow there, but to complete the strikeouts, Sarno is down on strikes for the third time, but the Blue Sox extend their lead. 2-4-1, halfway home. Are you down with a sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. Occasional goodies, perpetual fun. And PayPal and Creator Spring LSP37. Scan the QR code for more deets. It tastes great on a cracker.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 29, Aiden Barry.
4, 5, and 6 due up here in the bottom of the fourth of the Americans as Aiden Barry takes down and away for ball one. Barry walked his first time up in the first. Barry, Klein, and Semino due up. So that's on the outside corner for a strike, and that is what Draper has been doing exquisitely in this game so far. Picking apart the outside corners, to the tune of 6 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. One and two. Upstairs. Moves the count to 2-2 as now Draper is over the 50 pitch mark. Foul tip into the mid for strike 3. Lucky number 7 for Matt Draper. 1 down.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein.
Draper had at least 7 strikeouts in 6 of his 8 appearances last year in the regular season. Gets ahead of Chris Klein. 0-1. Klein drove in the only run the Americans have so far. He grounds this one to short, takes a bloodbath of a hop away from Jimenez, and Klein is reached.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 25, Chris Semino.
I give that an error, though, I think. I think if it takes a really bad hop high in front of you, you can give that a base hit, but I think that was close enough to be playable for Andy that it's going to be an E6 there. Klein is reached. Here is Semino, grounded out to end that first inning. Oh, favorable call in my estimation for Drapes, and it is 1-1. Draper's season high last year for strikeouts was 12 and 6 2/3 against Palmer. Fire back to first and back safely is Klein. got no decisions against the Expo. Oh, another pickoff attempt, but this one gets away from the first baseman. Another error. Throw to second. Actually closer, and actually the throws are a little dicey here in the fourth for the Blue Sox. That's going to be Klein getting to second on an E1. Drape's got, as I was saying, got no decisions against the Expos and the Chiefs in his next two starts against after the Palmer 12 strikeout performance, but had 16 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings in his last start against the Mad Dogs. Just one run on 4 hits and a complete game effort with 9 Ks. 2-2. Tad Jardina due up next. Fouled off. Action warming for the Blue Sox down the bullpen beyond right field. Drapes only had 3 strikeouts in his postseason appearance against the Americans last year. Okay, he got 2 of the 3 wins against the Bulldogs in the championship series. 2 days apart, in fact. A walk to Semino. And that's going to bring Rick DeAngelis out of the dugout. See if that's it for Drapes. And some shuffling in the bullpen. Haven't made the signal just yet. This does bring the tying run to the plate for what's worth in Giardina, but Draper, he's a gamer.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 22, Tad Giardina.
And we'll see what he can do. Giardina is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Takes a ball. Giardina slash 276, 382, 431 last year. Swings and misses. 1-1. In 2 games against the Blue Sox, he had pretty good success. 3 for 5 with a run scored. Swings and misses here, though. It is 1-2. With Klein at second and Semino at first. Matt Elwell due up next. Grounder to short. Jimenez has this one to second for 1. On to first. Double play. 6-4-3. Ends the bottom of the 4th. And the Americans are turned away. Go to the 5th. 4-1 Blue Sox. Our next broadcast is Friday night. Friday Night Lights between the Blue Sox and the Malden Mad Dogs for the Blue Sox home opener at LHS. 7:55 airtime, 8 p.m. first pitch, more or less. Tune in as the Blue Sox continue their pursuit of Banner 18. Before we get to the top of the fifth, we'll give you the answer to our Blue Sox baseball trivia question. ICL Hall of Famer and Blue Sox and Americans great Dave Ahern was the first baseball All-American at what college? The answer, first Tim.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
Well, it was not Anderson Jimenez. It was Babson College. He was the third team of the 2011 ABCA All-American squad. And this year, sadly, marks 10 years since Dave's passing. He was a standout not only for the Blue Sox and the then Medford Americans, but also the Cassell Club. 2-1 is the count to AJ, to be followed by Ramirez and Alvarez. He is missed dearly every day, of course. You may remember he fell ill during the Blue Sox run to the 2016 ICL Championship, and before that season, as that's fouled off, he actually considered retiring. Eventually, he talked to Rick, and he said he wanted to come back. And while his regular season offensive numbers weren't great, he had a phenomenal performance in the postseason. This is popped up third base side, and that'll get out of play. I mean, sadly, his career and his fell ill before the Blue Sox could win the championship. Like in the postseason, in 7 games of the postseason, Dave had an OPS of 1352. That's not a small sample size for the postseason. 7 for 15 with 3 runs, 1 double, 1 homer, 2 RBIs, and 6 walks. Jimenez strikes out for out number 1 here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 17, Eric Ramirez.
To give you an idea of how good Dave Ahern was as a baseball player throughout his life, throughout his intercity league career, here's Eric Ramirez. Hits this one to the left side, through for a base hit, his second hit of the ball game.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
Here's Jules, 1 for 2, a 2-run single. His last time up. Finishing my thought on Dave Ahern, he was barely out of high school when in 2007 with the Cassell Club, he posted a 785 OPS at the plate, as that is a strike, 0-1. And then on the mound in 9 appearances, he went 5-1 with 1 save, a 3.18 ERA, and 34 strikeouts in 34 innings. 34 strikeouts, too, compared to only 11 walks. Alvarez hits this one into deep left center field, and that is going to be caught. Another close but no cigar fly ball into left center for Alvarez, and there are 2 down.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 8, Frank Lindero.
It's the second fly ball that Alvarez given a ride to left center. It was Fernandez taken away a couple of feet in front of the fence the first. And now it is the left fielder, Tagliardina, giving him the bad news. Runner goes, throw down to second is not in time. And Eric Ramirez with a stolen base, showing his continued aggression on the base paths. So runner now in scoring position for Landero, and a 1-0 count. Landero with an infield single his first time up, then stole second, but was stranded at third. And he popped up to the shortstop in the third to end that inning. Swing and a miss. Ramirez stays at second, and the count will be 1-1. Throw down to third as Ramirez goes, and he is out. Well, Ramirez makes his intentions pretty obvious when he's on the bases. Unfortunately, that time he got nabbed, and we go to the bottom of the fifth, still 4-1 Blue Sox. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Matt Draper back out there. And he will face the bottom three hitters in the Americans order: Elwell, Fernandez, and Ferris.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 9, Matt Elwell.
Just want to add one more thing about Dave Ahern, one thing I remember about him playing for the Blue Sox. As Elwell takes a strike, 0-1. Dave was with the Blue Sox early on, like at the very beginning of the Blue Sox annual trips down to the Cape to face the Katuitt Kettleers. He was the first Blue Sox, like he didn't really pitch. I don't think he ever, I'll have to double check. I don't think he ever pitched for the Blue Sox, like in a regular season game. I can check, but he was the first Blue Sox pitcher I remember at, in these games at the Cape to break 90 on the radar gun. That's the only field I've ever worked during my career covering the Blue Sox where we had a radar gun available. At least one that was, publicly facing. Remember when Alcis Herrera was with the Blue Sox, some of his buddies would bring a radar gun, relay the info to me. It's a foul ball, and it ricocheted off the fence on the back of Alex Fernandez's head. Alcis eventually got a minor league deal, played with the Akron Rubber Ducks at one point. Grounder up the middle. Jimenez has it on to first. One up, one down.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Alex Fernandez.
Elwell is now 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, and here is Fernandez, and hopefully He's not too phased by that foul ball ricochet. He didn't hit him hard or anything. It hit, like, just landed on the back of his helmet after hitting off the fence behind him. And he had the expression of like, come on, man. Oh, and 1 after that foul ball with nobody standing in the Blue Sox on deck circle, obviously. Smokes this one into left center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. He's on his way to second, and the throw in will be offline. A double for Fernandez into the very spot where he and Giardina have been teaming up to make Alvarez's life miserable tonight.
Now batting the first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris.
Second extra base hit of the game for the Americans, first since the first. I mean, more than that, that's actually the first hit at all that the Americans have since the first. One 1-0 is the count to Daniel Ferris. The last hit that the Americans had was Sean Nestor's double. Now, obviously, the Americans have had a couple of base runners, a couple of walks. That is only their second hit of the game, both for extra bases. I don't know. Is Draper beginning to drift here? Is Draper beginning to taper? There's action in the Blue Sox bullpen. A 4-pitch walk to the number 10 hitter, Daniel Ferris. And that is going to bring Rick DeAngelis out of the dugout. And that might be the end of the line for Matt Draper. No one's going to fault him. 77 pitches. Seven strikeouts and 4 1/3. Or, oh, he's going to stay in there. Again, he's a gamer.
Now batting the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
The lineup is now going to turn over for Pat Costigan. Led off the bottom of the first of the walk and came around to score what is so far the Americans' only run. Grounder to second. A little bit of a slip there, but a good save at first to prevent that one from going up the line, freezing the runner at third. Oh, well, that's a tough break there for Sarno. He slipped fielding the ball at second base, did get the man in the middle, Ferris, but to third goes Fernandez. That was one step away from being an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Instead, the inning continues with runners at the corners.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Sean Nestor.
I mean, Draper clearly knew what he was doing. I wouldn't be surprised if he said to Rick, I'm going to get this guy down and in, ground it to second, 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And this will be a grounder to the left side, and a run will come home. Base hit for Sean Nestor. He's now 2 for 2. Been on base all 3 times. Fernandez comes in to score, and it's 4-2.
Now batting the third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
So that puts the tying run at first and brings the go-ahead run to the plate in the person of Tyler Normandy, who fouls this one off for strike one. Yeah, that's just bad luck, though, for Sarno at second base. You know, perfect spot for that potential inning-ending double play, and you could probably see him just inspecting the dirt in the spot where he slipped afterward. But Blue Sox at least got one out of that. Now it is 0-2 to Normandy. Got him! Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Tyler Normandy, he goes down on strikes for the third time, second time looking, and the Americans get one back, but they still trail 4-2 after 5. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. Go to the top of the 6th. 4-2 Blue Sox. Matt Draper giving up his first 2 hits of the ball game in that bottom of the 5th since Sean Nestor's double. Is the second batter of the first inning. After Nestor's double, the only base runners were Barry with a walk, Sean Nestor again with a reaching base with a walk, Klein on an error, and Simino with a walk. Fernandez then picking up the 1-out double in the 5th and then coming around to score the second run of the game for the Americans. But Draper keeps the Blue Sox lead intact in 5 innings and 81 pitches, and having already been visited by Rick DeAngelis, talked him out of pulling him. Nearly got the inning-ending double play on 1 pitch off the bat of Costigan. Ended up only getting 1. And Nestor with a single to bring home Fernandez. But then striking out Normandy. Caught him looking for the second time. 3rd strikeout of him overall. And here we are in the top of the 6th, and a 4-2 lead for the Blue Sox on opening night.
Now batting in the top of the 6th, the extra hitter, number 8, Frank Landero.
Here's Landero, who was at bat when Eric Ramirez was thrown out at 3rd to end the top of the 5th. Outside corner for strike 1 to Frank. 1 for 2, the single stolen base of a pop up to short. Nelson back out there and misses down and in for a ball. It is 1-1. Landero, Pasiak, and Sanchez, 3 consecutive newcomers for the Blue Sox here in the top of the 6th. Hits this one off the end of the bat into right field, coming in hard to settle under this one and make the catch. Is the right fielder Elwell for out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Pasiak.
So Landero is 1 for 3, and here's Pasiak, who had a triple back in the 4th and really came around to score. Take strike 1. It's been Nestor for 2 innings, Yorba for an inning and a 3rd. And Nelson for the last 2. Pasiak is behind 0-2. Takes down and in. Blue Sox will be at home Friday night as the only game on the ICL schedule. Friday Night Lights against the Mad Dogs. Reaches for that one and fouls it into the screen. Remains 1-2. And this is a Tyler Nelson kid who pitched 2/3 of an inning all of last year. 6 runs, 4 of which were unearned. Inside out swing into right field for a base hit for Pasiak. He is 2 for 3 in his Blue Sox debut. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Manny Sanchez. It's going to be Brian Acosta.
Pinch hitting now, number 31, Brian Acosta.
This was the plan Rick DeAngelis talked about with Sanchez and Acosta before the game, that they would have both of them play left field tonight. So Sanchez ends his Blue Sox debut 0 for 2. Now Acosta is behind 0-1. Pickoff attempt, throw gets away into foul territory, and up to second goes Pasiak. So an E1 puts a runner in scoring position for Brian Acosta. Acosta played in 16 games last year and slashed .273, .370, .545 with 1 double, 1 triple, 1 homer, and 5 ribbies. He only got 22 ABs in those 16 games, but 4 of his 6 hits came in his final 4 games. It was 1 for 4 in stolen base attempts. And Pasiak at second. Fouled into the screen. Luke Ward due up next. Acosta pops this one up on the right side. A little bit of a cross up there between the first base and the second baseman, but eventually Ferris hauls it in. And there are 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Luke Ward.
Let's see what Ward can do in his 3rd plate appearance. Flew out to left in the 2nd and drew a walk in the 4th. It was almost Keystone Cops territory for Ward after his walk in the 4th, because Tucker's double looked like a routine fly ball off the bat, but then Fernandez lost it, and it took off on him almost as he kept rolling to the wall. Ward had gotten to second. He was running with the pitch. Saw Fernandez set up like it was going to be a routine fly and tried to scamper back to first, but then when it got past him, not just down in front of him, but past him, had to bang a Yui, and then eventually got into 3rd. The double by Tucker. Did plate Pasiak in that sequence. Ended up being the only run of the 4th and the last run the Blue Sox have to their name so far. 2-1 is the count. 3 spot in the 3rd is the difference in this game. Brendan Doyle drawing a walk, followed by a sandwich between 2 strikeouts of Tucker and Sarno, and then 3 consecutive 2-out hits by Jimenez, Ramirez, and Alvarez. Under the hands and in the zone for strike 2, 2-2 to Luke Ward. Pasiak at second after an inside-out swing for a single. And then getting to second on an error, but Ward is rung up on strikes for the out that retires the side, and we go to the bottom of the sixth, 4-2, Blue Sox. The LSP store is open. Get yourself some sticker shirts and other merch, multitude of designs, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. I will just go back into the archives eventually and remember what my script is supposed to be for this one. In the meantime, scan the QR code on your screen and shop, shop, shop. The new whip for the Blue Sox is Robbie Cobb. Made 3 appearances last year. 0-1 with a 10.50 in 2 2/3 innings. Allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. 2 of his appearances were against the Americans. Those were 2 appearances in which he did not allow a run. It's on June 9th and August 4th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 29, Aiden Barry.
Aiden Barry to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Americans order, and he takes a strike, 0-1 from Robbie Cobb. Cobb's been kind of limited in his action the last couple of years. Pitched 30 innings to a 4-1 record with a 4.80 ERA in 8 appearances back in 22. Since then, he hasn't picked up a win since 2022. This is obviously not a win-or-loss situation right now for Robbie, as this is a fly ball into center, and that will be caught for out number 1. As Draper is currently the pitcher of record for the Blue Sox.
Now batting, the extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein.
In 2022, he went 4-1 with 30 innings, 22 strikeouts, just 5 walks, but hasn't pitched 10 innings in any season since. Shot into left field, a laser beam into the glove, the left fielder, Brian Acosta. Quickly, 2 down.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 25, Chris Simino.
2 up and 2 down, and here is Chris Simino, who is 0-1 with a ground out and a walk. Outside and pops out of Brendan's glove for ball 1. Draper goes the first 5 and allows 2 runs on just 3 hits. 2 of them are doubles. Fouled off the other way. Count will be 1-1. Registers 8 strikeouts on 81 pitches. Grounder to second. This one treats Sarno a little better. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Robbie Cobb and the Blue Sox in the bottom of the sixth. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP 37. All the cool kids are doing it. And the new whip for the Melrose Americans, their fourth pitcher of the game, is the right-hander Nick Colucci, who last year in 13 games posted an 0-3-1 record with 4 saves and a 7.30 ERA in 15 and third innings. He allowed 14 hits, 20 runs, 16 of which are earned, walked 23 and struck out 20. Also hit 5 batters and threw 4 wild pitches. So Blue Sox, you want to take advantage of a wild thing here. And the appearance against the Blue Sox on August 5th took the L in an inning and 2/3. Allowed 2 hits, 1 run, walked 2, and struck out 3.
Number 11, Harry Tucker.
Pitched an inning and a third against the Blue Sox in the postseason back on August 12th last year. Allowed 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. Picks up strike 1 here against Harry Tucker. This will be 9-10-1 in the Blue Sox batting order here. Tucker 1 for 2 with a double his last time up. Fouls that one into the screen. The count will be 0-2. Tucker, Doyle, and then Sarno. So when Sarno takes his turn at bat, he'll be facing his 4th different pitcher in 4 plate appearances. Good Lord. I hope that didn't hit mine. But good job staying back on that one. It's curveball coming inside, but you never want to be too confident that isn't going to come back to the inside part of the plate. Swing and a miss. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting the catcher, number 7, Brendan Doyle.
Doyle with a walk and a run scored his first time. And then a ground out to third his last time. 0 for 1. Strike 1 now to the Blue Sox catcher. Colucci is in his 6th season with the Americans, as that goes down and in for a ball, 1-1. He has a career .421 ERA, 6 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie, and 7 saves in 60 appearances. Inside corner, 1-2. Career high in strikeouts was 36 back in 2022. 23 innings. And he picks up back-to-back Ks to begin the top of the 7th. And a pretty good time to do that, too, because this game is still within reach going into the bottom of the 7th.
Number 6, Lucas Sarno.
Sarno's had some tough luck here in his Blue Sox debut. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against 3 different pitchers. And a little bit of a slip. That ground ball in the 5th. Still managed to get the out at second anyways, but tough break there. I don't know, there's a little bit of wet dirt or whatever. It was that close to an inning-ending double play. Eventually, the Americans picked up their second run, but haven't been able to creep any closer. They got the first run of the ball game in the first inning. And again, that 3-run third is the difference right now. 3 2-out hits by the veterans Jimenez, Ramirez, and Alvarez. And the insurance run, the double by Tucker plating Pasiak in the 4th. The Americans have got 2 runs on just 3 hits. One and one now. Fouled off. Some chirping from the Blue Sox dugout. I don't know if that caused Colucci to slip on that one, but I'm sure Sarno will take it. Grounds this one to third on a hop. Throw on to first is in time. Great pick at first base by Daniel Ferris. He's made some fine plays at first base tonight. So Sarno is retired on a nice play on the third baseman Normandy, the first baseman Ferris. And again, I talk about like this being Sarno's Blue Sox debut. It is not. He, again, was 0 for 1 against the Boston Padres back on June 30th of last year. That was his only appearance. Picks up a few more ABs, and you're going to get better with experience, of course. But we go to the bottom of the 7th, closing time for the Blue Sox, up 4-2. Our next broadcast, Friday Night Lights, when the Lexington Blue Sox host the Melrose, not the Melrose, the Malden Mad Dogs. This Friday, 7:55 air, 8 o'clock first pitch, thereabouts. As the Blue Sox continue their pursuit of Banner 18. All LSP broadcasts are free to watch live and on demand. So 5 innings from Matt Draper, 1 from Robbie Cobb, and on to close it out is Josh Becker for the Blue Sox. This is a family show.
Pitch hitting now for the Americans, number 16, Laz Giardina.
So not Tad Giardina, but Laz Giardina is going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th in Tad's slot. Tad finishes his night 0 for 2, and that'll be a strike, 0-1 to Laz. Fouled into the screen, it is 0-2. Becker made 10 appearances last year, was 2-0 with 2 saves at a .5 ERA. In 14 innings, allowed 8 hits, 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 27. His lone appearance against the Americans the regular season. 1 inning, no hits, runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Foul just barely the other way. Count remains 1-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 9, Matt Elwell.
1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Here is Matt Elwell. Fouled off. Elwell is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Melrose touched up Becker pretty good in his 1 appearance against them in the postseason last year. Got 2 hits and 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Becker also hit a batter. That was as touchable as he was last year. His 1 appearance against the Bulldogs last year in the postseason on August 18th. Got the save, 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs, 1 strikeout. Just missed. Fouled off the other way. And, of course, that game on August 18th being the championship clinching game for the 17th ICL title for the Blue Sox. Inside corner, strike 3 called. 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Alex Fernandez.
So back-to-back Ks for Becker, and the Americans down to their final out in the person of Alex Fernandez. Double and a run scored his last time up. His double, the first hit of the game for the Americans since Nestor's double back in the first, as the second batter of the game for the Americans. Also had a fine play in center to deny Alvarez a base hit, probably extra bases, maybe even a home run. You don't know. Woofa. Tough break there for I almost said Drapes, but Becker, and it is 2-1. Swing and a miss. And the Americans down to their final strike. Win would belong to Matt Draper. If this score holds, Luke Yorba would be on the hook for the L. 2-2. Got him. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. And the Blue Sox begin 2026 with a 4-2 dub. Matt Draper picks up the win. Luke Yorba takes the L, and Josh Becker gets the save in a game that took 1 hour and 57 minutes.
Final score tonight, Lexington Blue Sox 4, Melrose Americans 2. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Please drive home safely.
Anderson Jimenez goes 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. The big hit of the ball game being Julian Alvarez's 2-run single in the third with 2 outs. That gave the Blue Sox the lead for good. Jack Pashek in his Blue Sox debut goes 2 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. And Draper, 5 innings on 81 pitches, allows just 3 hits while striking out 8. And Becker picks up the save. Alex Fernandez goes 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Sean Nestor reaches base all 3 times, the double, a walk, and a single. But the Blue Sox start off 2026 on the right foot with the dub. So with that said, there's been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone for a decade and a half, if you can believe it. Copyright 2026, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP or the Lexington Blue Sox is strictly prohibited. A reminder that if you'd like to support future LSP content, you can do so by buying shipping shields using the link and codes on the screen or in the description. Sponsor future content for as little as $25 a spot. Email yours truly for all the deets. Buy some of this fabulous merchandise from the LSP Spring Store. And of course, if you're down with the sound called LSP, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP37. That QR code there will also explain everything. Our next broadcast, Friday Night Lights, as the Blue Sox play their home opener against the Malden Mad Dogs. 8 o'clock first pitch, 7:55 airtime. And with that said, once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 4 and the Melrose Americans 2. For Tim Lynch and all my rowdy friends here at Morelli, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2026, suckas. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin. Miss you, Tina.